Hello, I'm Doug Wilcoxon with Beaumark Sportswear. Now that you've decided to pursue the team and league business, you need to educate yourself on the market. We're going to break this into two markets. First will be what we call the team market, which is travel teams. When it comes to the travel teams, it's not going to be about the cost, it's going to be about the look. Then we're also going to talk about the recreational leagues, the league side of the business. And when we talk about that business, it's going to be all about the cost. So let's talk about why that it's not about cost on the travel teams. First of all, kids have to try out for those. Not every kid makes it. Even if your child makes that team, there's no guarantee about how much they're going to play. And it can cost anywhere from $500 to $1,500 for your child to be in that program. But that's nowhere near the total cost on that. If, for instance, if I have an 11-year-old kid and they're playing on a travel baseball team and I live in Cincinnati, they're going to St. Louis for a tournament, am I going to let them go without going along? There's not a chance. And that $500 to $1,500 doesn't cover any of my travel expenses. And folks, they don't stay at the Red Roof Inn and they don't eat at McDonald's. It can easily cost $10,000 to $12,000 for your child to participate in a travel sports program. The reason that's significant in this market is because if I'm already paying $10,000 to $12,000 for my child to participate, what's another $300 or $400 to make sure that we have absolutely the best looking uniforms anywhere going? There's also what I call the intimidation factor. If I have a baseball team that's 11, 12-year-olds and I have a good little baseball team, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on uniforms, and I take them to St. Louis for a tournament, I'm an early bird, so we're going to be there early. We're going to be out there warming up. We're feeling pretty good about ourselves. The other team rolls in, and first of all, they have their team logo wrapped around their two team vans. They roll out. Every kid has their own personalized bat bag. They have their away uniforms, home uniforms. They have pullovers. My kids are down 3 runs, and we haven't even started yet. And that's a factor in the travel market. One of the premier travel programs in the entire country is a program called Midland Baseball in Cincinnati. And if a kid plays on Midland's 11 to 12-year-old team today and then goes on to play on a college team, anything other than Division I, this would not be the case for Division I, but if they play Division II, Division III, NAIA, junior college, their uniforms and equipment will not be as nice in college as it was back in the days when they played for Midland. So when it comes to the recreational leagues, it's all about cost. I ran a local recreational league for several years, and I can just tell you we did everything we could to keep the cost down, because you never want kids to not be able to participate because the cost is too high. You know, there's kids in every neighborhood that can't afford to play. We made sure those kids play just like everybody else did. Either I paid for it, or sometimes we'd have a sponsor come in and say that they would sponsor 10 kids that couldn't afford to play. But if you allow your league fees to go from $75 up to $200 or $250, and there's a family that has 4 kids, all of a sudden there's not as many kids participating. So the whole idea here is for kids to be participating, and that's why everybody works so hard to keep the cost down when it comes to recreational leagues. If there are cases where cost is not going to be a factor, but if that's the case, you're going to know that as you're driving into the meeting. If I'm bidding on one of the most exclusive areas in the Cincinnati area, I'm going to treat it just like a travel program. However, if I'm bidding on the league where I live, I know that cost is going to be a factor. So if you're going to pursue this market, make sure to educate yourself, understand it, and then go after it with the appropriate tools. I'm Doug Wilcoxon with Beaumark Sportswear.